jQuery and DOM. jQuery traversing could be used to move through the elements of HTML document to find or select HTML elements based on their relation to the other elements. jQuery traversing can be used to easily move up ancestors, down descendants, and sideways or siblings in the family tree, starting from the selected or the current element. This movement is called traversing or moving through the DOM or the document object model. jQuery provides a variety of methods that allow us to traverse the DOM. Three useful jQuery methods for traversing up the DOM tree are parent, parents, and parents until. Let us look at some examples to understand the same. This is the first example that we are seeing, and the idea is to understand how the parent method works. You can find that the document ready function has a parent method followed by the CSS. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to set the color red, and we are also trying to border that particular element of HTML with a border red, and we are only trying to set it for the parent of that particular element. If there is one particular element, its parent has to be changed to red in color, and the border of it also has to be solid red in color. So that is what we are doing. The element that we are trying to identify here is the span element. So you can see here that the span element, there is a span element here, and there is this span element is inside a list, and this happens to be an unordered list. So this particular is, or this particular one element in the list, and this is the direct parent. Above this, or the unordered list tag, happens to be the grandparent, and this particular div happens to be a great grandparent. So the method has to actually color this particular list index. So similarly, the second span element is here. Its direct element is a p element, and the above one, or a grandparent, is to be a div element. So that's the reason we see that this is the particular span element that we have here. Its parent p has to get colored in red, and for this example, this is the particular span element that we have, and its direct parent happens to be the li, or the list index of the unordered list. So using this particular function parent, we are able to identify the parent of this individual element. So that is how we use the parent method. Next, we'll try to understand the parents method with the second example. Now here you can see that the span element is having a particular value called as span. So this is the particular value called as span. Its direct element is li, or this particular is its direct element, and this particular is the grandparent element or grandparent element, and next this happens to be a great grandparent element. So the idea of this is to use the parents function, and what we need to do, or what, in order to prove that it is selecting all the parents of that particular element, we are making all the parents of that particular element change to the color red with border red. So since this span element is the one that we are trying to identify using this jQuery method, all the parent of this particular element has to get changed to red in color with the border. So we can see that for this particular element, this border, this border, this border, and the great grandparent border, everything is getting converted to the red color. The last one, we need to see the parents until method. So let's look at the last example here. So you can see here it's the same implementation where we are trying to select the span, and this particular element we are trying to find the parents until, so until that particular parent is obtained. So for this particular element, we are saying that until we get a div, we would like to change elements to red in color. So this is the span's parent, this is the span's grandparent, and this is the span's great grandparent, where this element is nothing but a div element. So parents until div needs to get changed. So this is a span element, so this gets changed to red color. Its parent gets to change to red color only because this happens to be an Li element and this happens to be a UL element. However, this happens to be a div element, so that's why it does not color that. So parents until works that it from the selected element it can apply any method or a change to that particular element till it reaches the element for which we are trying to find. In this case, this happens to be div.